Hello, I'm Sherrin and this is Wendy Ashley-Cooper, and today we're going to talk about homework. Wendy is the head of school at the Glennie School in Toowoomba. Wendy, tell me a little bit about your school.
Well, the Glennie School is a girls' school. It's owned by the Anglican Church, and we have girls from prep year up to year 12. We have around 740 girls altogether.
And some boarders?
Yes, we have 203 boarders, so a big boarding community just from grades 7 to 12.
All right. Do you get lots of questions about homework, and what's your professional, educational view about homework? Is it important? Is it a hindrance? Does it cause stress in families? What's your take on homework, Wendy?
All right. I don't get too many queries about homework. We try hard at Glennie to make homework a reasonable amount. I think homework is important, but it's also important that it doesn't become too much of a burden on the child. So the reason I think homework is important is because it helps to develop those independent study habits in children. As they go on through life, they're going to have to write assignments, they're going to have to do independent study, and if they associate learning only with something that happens inside the school and something which is directed by the teacher, then I believe they will not develop as easily those lifelong habits of good learning that we would like to see them have.
So homework therefore is more about the character, the research skills, being able to think questions through without being in directed activity.
Yes.
And so do you have like guidelines for your families and for your teachers at Glennie around how much homework for, say, the early childhood learners, maybe up to grade 3, and then from 4 to year 6 and then middle schooling? Do you think homework is equated with time, or is it more about the kind of activity?
Well, I think it has to be a little bit equated with time, because we don't want to overload children, we don't want to put too much stress on families. Yet we really believe that homework is important, and certainly in the early years it's reinforcing things that are learnt at school, specifically reading skills. So we do issue guidelines. We say, for instance, in grade 1, we don't have any homework in prep, by the way. In grade 1, the girls should do 15 minutes maximum a day, and that should generally be reading. And reading with the parent is something that our state government is very keen to foster. It is a wonderful activity. It's a way of involving the parent in the child's learning and monitoring how the child is going, and it starts that tradition of homework.
So it's
in a very pleasurable way.
Yeah.
That's right. So you get into really good habits, but it's not very long.
Yes.
Every day. Now, every year above that, we recommend an increase of 5 to 10 minutes as it goes. So by the time the girls are in grade 6, we're talking up to 45 minutes a night, and we're talking about a wide variety
of activities. Yeah, spreading, getting wider, going from reading, so there'll be maths and science, a little bit of research. Right. Okay, what would it be like for a 14, 15-year-old, and how much does it get to for a senior student, a girl in grade 12?
Well, this is tricky because every child is different and every child works at different speeds. Every child wants to put different amounts of effort into their work, so it's really hard to be prescriptive. But we would say that from around grade 7 or 8, if we would say to parents, if your daughter is doing more than an hour, maybe an hour and a half, some nights at the very most, per night, then that's probably too much, and there needs to be a discussion with the teachers as to how that can be modified. When we get up to the senior years, the girls choose subjects which may be homework dense, or maybe have less homework. If you're really, really good at maths, for example, you might be able to do that very quickly.
Yes.
If you're writing a legal studies assignment, you might have to do hours and hours of research, and depending on what kind of assignment you want to produce. So again, I think if children have not been accustomed to having to do any study or work after school when they were young, they're going to find it extremely difficult to tackle kind of curriculum that we have in the senior years. So